a good place to stand to be, here, maybe I'll do it this way. So welcome everyone to the Jukai ceremony. This is a very traditional ceremony in Soto Zen, a Japanese form of Buddhism. And this is a ceremony of taking the ethical precepts and the refuge in the triple gem. So, hi, welcome. No, you're fine. You're really fine. There's one more seat up here too. So take a chant sheet, everyone who's here in person. And folks online, you'll just have to listen along with us. And please keep your mics muted until the end, and then there will be an opportunity to congratulate folks or to reflect on the ceremony. And the reason why you have the chant cards is because you're welcome to chant along with us. So there's the 10 names of Buddha, the robe chant, and even if you haven't received the robes, either the lay robes or the priest robes, you can go ahead and chant the robe chant as a way of affirming that practice. So there's one seat right up here in front for whoever that is that just came in. I can't see it from the top of the head. Hello. And then finally, I want to say this at the closing verse. So the preceptor, that would be myself, will chant the closing verse once by myself, and then you all will join in 2 more times at the end. And I also want to say, even though it looks like the end, it's not actually the end. Then there is a part where I come and I sit back down and they say their thank you and I give a short reflection. And then there's the end, okay? So please don't start talking until it's very clear that it's really, really over, okay? So thank you for that. And if for whatever reason you all didn't show up expecting to see a precept ceremony, you're welcome to stay. But if this is like not good, you're also welcome to go, because I know that this is the usual time for the Sunday Dharma talk, Sunday meditation and Dharma talk. So there may be some folks here who weren't aware that we're having this special event today. Claudia, ¿vas a hacer interpretación? ¿Ah, sí? Ah, qué bien. Sabes que no me había fijado en eso, no sé por qué, pero vamos a ponerte como intérprete. Qué lindo. Oh. Let's see, let's do it here. There we go. And after all this time, Zoom hasn't figured out that she knows Spanish. Somehow it doesn't quite come together. There we go. Hola, Amparo. Entonces, en este momento hay interpretación en español simultánea. Si desean elegir eso, se puede elegir ahí en el menú, bajo el globito. Así que vamos a empezar. All right, so we are going to begin. I just want to fix this over here. Okay. So we can begin making your offerings to the ancestors and oh boy. So we're going to need to just leave a little bit of space for them. They need to make a petal offering right there. Yeah, maybe we just scoot this all over here. Sorry to excuse us for 1 second. Yeah, go ahead and then, because they're going to need to be able to get there. And you're chanting, and This is the wisdom water for purifying the room, and it's polite to bow your head if it's going in your direction, if you wish. 2 more. Three more. Please go ahead and mute your mics if you haven't done that already. Invoking the presence and compassion of our ancestors in faith that we are Buddha. We enter Buddha's way. Homage to all Buddhas in the 10 directions. Homage to the complete Dharma in the 10 directions. Homage to the endless Sangha in 10 directions. Homage to our first teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha. Homage to the single being succession of bodhisattvas and ancestors. Homage to Eihei Dogen Zenji. Homage to Shogaku Shunryu Daiyosho. Homage to Sekkei Harada Daiyosho. May their presence and compassion sustain us now. Let us invoke the presence of the Buddhas. Vairocana Buddha, pure Dharma Kaya. Lochana Buddha, complete Sambhoga Kaya. Shakyamuni Buddha, myriad Nirmana Kaya. Maitreya Buddha of future birth. All Buddhas throughout space and time. Lotus of the wondrous Dharma, Mahayana Sutra. Manjushri Bodhisattva, great wisdom. Samantabhadra Bodhisattva, great activity. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, great compassion. All honored ones, Bodhisattva, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Mahaprajna Paramita. To sustain and confirm the practice of the Bodhisattva precepts, I will now give you your Buddha names and robes. The meaning of the Bodhisattva path is found in walking this path and in living these precepts. Please receive your new name and robe. Jesse Peters, your new name is Kanin Kodo, heartwood of benevolence, light of the way. Todd Brown, your new name is Shinryu Kokyo, true stream, abiding in light. So you have beneath the name a little chant card there. Oh, Bodhisattvas. And you're going to chant that 3 times.
O Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, please concentrate your hearts on me. I, Shanryu Gogo, Buddha's disciple, receive this robe of 5 panels, each panel made from one long and one short piece. I will wear this robe of Buddha with the mind and body of its sacred meaning. O Bodhisattva, Mahasattvas, please concentrate your hearts on me. I, Shinryu Kyogo, Buddha's disciple, receive this robe of 5 panels, each panel made from one long and one short piece. I will wear this robe of Buddha with the mind and body of its sacred meaning. O Bodhisattvas, Mahasattvas, please concentrate your hearts on me. I, Shanryu Kyogo, Buddha's disciples, receive this robe of 5 panels, each panel made from one long and one short piece. I will wear this robe of Buddha with the mind and body of its sacred meaning.
So you want to take it out and put it on your head. Dai sai. Yep, you're going to need to have it. Dai sai geta puku muso fuku denne ibun yorai kyo kodo shoshujo Dai sai geda buku muso fuku denne imun yorai kyo kodo shoshujo Great robe of liberation, filled far beyond form and emptiness, wearing the Tathagata's teaching, freeing all beings. In order to be fully awakened in the practice of Buddha's precepts, we start with the pure practice of repentance. Please chant along with me. All my ancient twisted karma from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. All my ancient twisted karma from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. All my ancient twisted karma from beginningless greed, hate, and delusion, born through body, speech, and mind, I now fully avow. Everybody online, please go ahead and mute your microphones.
Aya, do you mind to unmute your microphone?
Thank you, Kylie. Or whoever that was. Thank you. We have purified our mind and body, and now you may receive the path of the three refuges and the precepts. You are seated with Buddha and are a child of Buddha. Will you receive these precepts?
Yes, I will.
I take refuge in Buddha.
Take refuge in the Buddha.
I take refuge in Dharma.
I take refuge in Dharma.
I take refuge in Sangha.
I take refuge in Sangha.
I take refuge in Buddha as the perfect teacher.
I take refuge in Buddha as the perfect teacher.
I take refuge in Dharma as the perfect teaching.
I take refuge in Dharma as the perfect teaching.
I take refuge in Sangha as the perfect life.
I take refuge in Sangha as the perfect life.
Now I have completely taken refuge in Buddha.
I have completely taken refuge in Buddha.
Now I have completely taken refuge in Dharma.
Now I have completely taken refuge in Dharma.
Now I have completely taken refuge in Sangha.
Now I have completely taken refuge in Sangha.
You have returned to your original nature, free from attachments and limited ways. From now on, enlightenment is your teacher. Buddha is your teacher. All being is your teacher. Do not be fooled by other ways. This is the path of great compassion for the world. Will you follow this compassionate path of the three treasures that is now being passed to you?
Yes, I will.
Will you follow this compassionate path of the three treasures that is being passed to you?
Yes, I will.
Will you follow this compassionate path of the three treasures that is being passed to you?
Yes, I will.
Now, will you receive the three pure precepts?
Yes, I will.
I vow to refrain from all evil.
I vow to refrain from all evil.
I vow to make every effort to live in enlightenment.
I vow to make every effort to live in enlightenment.
I vow to live and be lived for the benefit of all beings.
I vow to live and to be lived for the benefit of all beings.
Abiding in the three pure precepts. Even after realizing Buddhahood, will you continuously observe them?
Yes, I will.
Abiding in the three pure precepts. Even after realizing Buddhahood, will you continuously observe them?
Yes, I will.
Abiding in the three pure precepts of refraining from harm, of doing all good, of living for the benefit of all beings. Will you continuously observe them?
Yes, I will.
Now, will you receive the 10 grave precepts?
Yes, I will.
I vow not to kill.
I vow not to kill.
I vow not to take what is not given.
I vow to take what is not given.
Do you want to try that again?
I
I vow not to take what is not given. I vow not to misuse sexuality.
I vow not to misuse sexuality.
I vow to refrain from false speech.
I vow to refrain from false speech.
I vow not to intoxicate mind or body of self or others.
I vow not to intoxicate mind or body, self or others.
I vow not to slander.
I vow not to slander.
I vow not to praise self at the expense of others.
I vow not to praise self at the expense of others.
I vow not to be avaricious.
I vow not to be avaricious.
I vow not to harbor ill will.
I vow not to harbor ill will.
I vow not to disparage the three treasures.
I vow not to disparage the three treasures.
Abiding according to the 10 grave precepts, even after realizing Buddhahood, will you continuously observe them?
Yes, I will.
You have received Buddha's precepts and are a child of Buddha. Let your work be for all beings and realize Buddha nature as yourself. You yourself and all beings are the Tathagata. Now, by these acts of invocation, repentance, purification, taking refuge, and receiving the precepts, you have become the ground for the arising of the mind of awakening. Thus, you are ready to receive the precept lineage of all the Bodhisattvas. Mhm. We offer this ceremony to the enlightenment of all beings. We live like a cloud in an endless sky, a lotus in muddy water, one with the pure mind of Buddha. We live like a cloud in an endless sky, a lotus in muddy water, one with the pure mind of Buddha. We live like a cloud in an endless sky, a lotus in muddy water, one with the pure mind of Buddha. Let us bow to the Tathagata. We're going to do 3 prostrations to the Buddha now. All Buddha's 10 directions 3 times. All honored ones, Bodhisattva, Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom. Mita. Go ahead, yes. Okay. Stand up and do your thank you prostration now. Yes. Okay.
Thank you, Anna.
You're very welcome. Mm. You know, right about now, there are all these songs playing about what a wonderful time of the year it is. The most wonderful time of the year. And I have to say, whenever someone takes the precepts, whenever someone commits to a life of honesty and integrity and non-harming and compassion, that's the most wonderful time of the year. So in this ceremony, we go through a lot of steps to really ensure that this person is doing this willingly. You notice that I don't actually lead them in the precepts. I say the precept and then they have to choose to say it themselves. It's part of the form. And that's important because, as we have been hearing for the last 2,600 years or so, when we do things with intention, that has a karmic influence. It has its karmic effect. It sets into motion various energies and results. And in this case, usually some very positive energies and results. So, and this practice, as it's understood in Zen, is quite a long one. It is a lifetime and beyond commitment that's been made here. So we need each other's support to do that. We need each other's help and guidance and each other's honesty to walk this long and sometimes demanding path and find the joy in it ultimately. But so I want to, this is also my opportunity to give thanks to my teachers. Seke Harada Roshi, who ordained me, and Shosan Victoria Austin, who actually was my Jukai preceptor when I took my lay precepts, and who also was my Dharma transmission preceptor. And also to Jane Selkirk and Blanche Hartman, in whatever form her karma has now taken. And all the many, many teachers and colleagues and students and people who have made this path possible. Some of you probably have been aware that Jesse and Todd have spent months practicing and preparing for this moment. They sewed those robes that they have on, and later on maybe they'll get a chance to show you what has been painted on the back. That's part of the tradition too, that they have their names and a teaching particular to them on the back of their rakusu. And a date, because it is in essence a form of a document for this ceremony. So Jean and Blanche Hartman were my sewing teachers who taught me how to sew, who taught me how to teach people how to sew. And so I also am very grateful to them. And yeah, as I said a couple of weeks ago, this is one of the most important things that we do, in my opinion, is to support people on the path, to live the path in whatever way they feel they can, and when and if they are ready to really make a karmic commitment, then to enable that as well. And to be here for them. Now they have also committed to continue to practice with me. So we have a precepts group where we have been, oh gosh, for probably about a year now, more or less, been having group discussions about each one of these precepts and refuges. And we'll continue. We'll pick a precepts group again in January, but they know that they have my support, especially in this first year of kind of learning how to live with what you promised now. You know, 'cause it might be different once you're there, once you're in it. So congratulations to the two of you. Congratulations to the whole community that we have two new bodhisattvas, committed bodhisattvas, folks who are committed to helping others on the way. That is what we agreed to do, to help others to also find peace and compassion in their hearts. So thanks, everyone. That's all I wanted to share. We'll have a little bit of, there are some cakes, my little tiny cakes, and we'll make some coffee or some tea if folks want to hang around and talk a little bit. Or Jesse and Todd, so as lay people, you get to decide whether you're going to use your Dharma name regularly or not. And I'm happy to give you a little bit more background about your name and about what's on your rakusu also. Okay, thanks everyone. That's it. So we'll finish out with our two bows, our two final bows, and then we will actually have finished the final completion. Okay. What's done is done.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Definitely. All right. Well, it's time for cake. It's time for looking at the back of your rakusu and reading your name paper so you know now what you've been named after. And each one of you received one or two of the kanji for my name. So these are Japanese names that are given because of the Japanese form of Buddhism. And so they're in kanji. And usually, oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes, the way that the lineage is passed on is by one of the characters or two of the characters from the name being included in your students' names. Yeah, let's see. So each one of them, I get a quote from Dogen, as Vicky did with me. And truth be told, the hardest part is writing my name, not really, because Vicky gave me a complicated name. But, well, just a complex kanji. Jaku-en means tranquil garden, and light of kindness or light of benevolence. That's my name. And so your name, Kanin Kodo. So this is the ko from my ko, the light. And this is Wei, and you can tell because it has this long path at the bottom. And Nin, that's the benevolence or the kindness also from mine. And this means the trunk of a tree or the heartwood, which heartwood has in Pali tradition very, very specific meaning of like reaching the core of the teachings. So the first part of the name is usually a more or less approximation of where you are in your practice, and the second half is the aspiration or where you're going. Even though you use the second half, you'll call yourself by the second part of the name. Do not be fooled, because many Westerners are confused about that part. Sorry to say. And yours, let's see. Kanin, oh no. Shinryu ko kyo.
Yeah.
So this is Shin of true, and this is Ryu of stream. And so in Pali, it's Sacha Dara. So I changed you slightly from Sacha Dara to Sacha Dara.
But true stream.
True stream. And then Ko of light, and this Kyo is abiding or being present for it. So all of that information is in your name card. So you'll know.
And they have the kyo.
Right, you have the ko. This is the ko.
Ko, not the kyo.
Kyo, this is the kyo.
Oh, okay.
This is the ko from mine. Yes. Yes. So yes, and so when later when you want to take some time with it, your quotes are not from Shobogenzo, they're from the extended record of Dogen. So you have this one, volume 3, and this one. Okay, so you can have a look there. Yeah. Yeah. So you can see the larger context of the teaching that's written on your
nice, very nice.
Okay, so it's got a mark on it.
Thank you.
Okay. And what else? Time for cake and coffee.
You want me to make coffee? You want me to make a?
Would you make a pot of the French press? Yeah, there's some good.
Take this off when I do things like that.
Yeah. So the proper way to do it would be, yeah, we'll temporarily do the improper thing and put on yours. So you have it on like this. I've shown you this before, but I know you have to take a few times to remember. You take the two corners, and with your right hand, take it over your ear. And then you're gonna just fold it in half. Because you need to flop your thing to the other side. No, too far. This way. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then you're holding it with the mouth away from you. There you go. And the right side, exactly. And you do a little fold just like that, and it lies down nicely. So but just to go back to what your question was, which is if you have it on and you want to keep it on, and you're doing something that's not like working in the garden or something, you take it and you fold it into fours, and you stick it in your samue.
Oh, okay.
So there you go.
So if I wanted to make coffee, I could stick it in my samurai.
You can stick it in your samue while you're making coffee, yes. No harm, no foul. Yeah. Any other questions, reflections, comments? Maybe you want to show your rakusu to the folks
Oh, yeah.
online, or just because they might be curious about
What's the next?
over here, this
that
one.
one?
Next time, I think we need a Zoom host. We need somebody to take care of those details.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesse, congratulations.
Yeah, so Fumio was the last person to receive her precepts here almost 2 years ago now. And Jesse was here for that one.
Thank you. Got it, Fumio?
Yeah, congrats, Todd. Congratulations. So, could you tell us the names one more time, the ones that you'll be using, would you?
Yeah, it's on your piece of paper there. Don't hesitate. You have a special piece of paper just for that reason.
Hold on, Fumio.
Okay.
Yeah. So Jesse is Kanin Kodo, and Todd
So I
is,
the second,
yes, you always go by the second part.
Kokyo.
Kokyo, yes.
So,
And you're-
Kokyo and Kodo.
Yeah,
Yes.
so we're confusing already. So I go by the last.
Kokyo. That's
Kokyo.
the. Yeah.
Jinrugu Kyo.
Kokyo.
Well, don't switch your papers.
Yeah, I know.
Right, don't lose your papers, indeed. Don't switch your papers, and don't lose your papers either.
Kokyo and Kodo.
Seriously.
Okay.
So you also received, I want to also say one thing which is very, very important. So it may seem subtle here in this environment, but you also received the women's lineage papers in the same packet as the men's lineage. And it used to be that the women's lineage was not allowed to be put in the same packet because it's considered not the official thing. But I personally have decided that it is the official lineage, given that you're receiving the precepts from a woman and the lineage from a woman. And we also paid homage to Mahapajapati, the first nun, the Buddha's foster mother and aunt, and there with the Kuan Yin, who represents compassion.
We have to thank Ananda for that. Buddha needed a little mention.
Well, we could thank many people,
I know.
many people, but yes, Venerable Ananda was definitely instrumental. We
Should we
thank.
open this up now or wait?
If you want to open it up now, you should do it now because you probably won't be able to fold it back up
No.
without help.
I'm going.
No, that's just the opposite of what I just said. If you
Oh.
take it home and unfold it, you won't be able to get it folded back up. So, yeah, so those are your lineage papers. And what it does is it shows, starting with Shakyamuni Buddha, the teachers of the Indian lineage, and then the Chinese lineage, and then the Japanese lineage, and then my teachers and myself and this person as next in order, basically. So it's a way, it's if we were to be crass about it, we'd say it's a way to represent authority. You have these little papers. I will tell you more about this story thanks to a little
friend of mine.
No, no, it was a different issue. But there you go. So it's a way of demonstrating your authenticity, if you want to be crass about it, but it's actually, for me, more like, trust. Those are relationships of trust that happened over the centuries where it gets handed on and handed on. No, you do not. That's not a public.
It's not public.
I mean, you could show it to
No,
people, but
yeah.
it's not a public document.
I
It's
love
not
it
that kind of
they
thing.
received Jukai from a cotton robe.
From a cotton robe nun, because
Yeah.
also there it would say cotton robe monk.
Right,
And I
right.
said, no, sorry, we're changing that.
Mhm.
So, and you notice at the bottom there, it says Zaike Tokudo. So Zaike Tokudo means staying home and attaining the way, because you're a lay people. If you go forth as a priest, then you do Shukke Tokudo, which means leaving home and attaining the way. And you actually have to leave home in order to do that, in my opinion,
For some 3-month periods.
at a minimum,
Yeah.
at a minimum. Okay, well, time for coffee and cake, guys.
I'll get on
Okay. Can you blow that out for me since I can't seem to bend, I can't seem to get down there. All right, so let me show you how to put it back. Oh, and just to say, yeah, so the women's lineage is round. The women's lineage is round rather than straight
okay.
because we don't know, sadly, who some of their teachers were. Yeah, that's a beautiful copy of actually Vicky's Shosan's receiving of the women's lineage. So it's the one that I copied when I did my Dharma transmission. So
So we put both these like this.
yeah. And then this makes a little pocket here. So you put it in the pocket. And you fold this part over. And then it goes this way. Oop, oop. It's not folded well enough there. Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Try that.
Yeah. Not just so you don't take yours with you. Jesse, you want to come and see how to do this folding?
Absolutely.
Okay. Fold. Turn it this way. Doesn't really matter, but it's for the purposes of how I folded them, so they will go back in nicely. So this makes the pocket. This is actually what's holding it in place. Envelope suddenly.
That's just like
Right.
we had, right?
Yeah. Okay. You're welcome. You're welcome. And there's a little card for each one of you, although you've already received the most important gift, but anyhow. Yeah. Okay.
Congratulations, everyone. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you. Thank you for letting us share this beautiful moment. All right.
Thank you. Good to see you.
See you all.
Hmm. Thanks for helping with the Zoom.
Yeah.